What is up, guys? Welcome back to the vlogs. It is me, Matt, from Matt Mackay Personal Training, and I'm back with the vlog. So under constant demand and constant request, I'm back doing some vlogs. The idea behind this one is that in 10 weeks time I go to Bali, so what I wanted to do was show you the process and for me to get tip-top shape before I go to a tropical location where obviously I'll be trying to look as good as possible, and also the fact that now I have a little bit more free time and I obviously love giving some more content to you guys. I wanted to show you a little bit more of my life, considering my Facebook page and Instagram have grown so much that I'm guessing there's a lot of questions to do what I do and how I do and run my businesses. So yeah, sit back, relax and enjoy. But yeah, so what we're going to do now is it is pretty much the first full day that I'm going to start tracking macros and doing all these different things. So what I'm going to do is run you through the process that I go through whenever I start a diet. I'm going to work out my macros, I'm going to do all my check-ins, so my photos, weigh-ins, all these different things, and I'm going to give you guys an insight over the next 10 weeks to show you what it's like to be me, what it's like to run my business, and what I do actually outside of work hours, which will be cool. So make sure if you're not subscribed, make sure you click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment section if you guys are new, and if you want to see what kind of content you guys want to see. At the moment, I'm going to promise you I'm going to post one time a week with maybe an extra video if it's like a full day meeting or something. So like I said before I start any diet, before I start doing anything, tracking food, doing whatever, I need progress photos, measurements, and I also need in-body reading. That gives me a good starting point to go off, and then every week from now until I go to Bali, I will be tracking everything every single week. So I'll be tracking the measurements, I'll be tracking the in-body, and then every 4 weeks I'll be tracking photos to take progress and everything like that. So if you have all your foundations set up before you start, you're giving yourself such a better opportunity to succeed, and this is why I implement this in all my training for my clients, especially when I do transformation programs like my 8-week challenge, and especially when I do online training with all my online clients and stuff like that, as well as whenever new clients come onto my books as well, because without that foundation we have nothing to base our success off. So imagine if you were doing this and you didn't take progress photos, you didn't take measurements, or you didn't take an in-body reading, and then you got down 6 or 7 weeks time, you made massive transformations and you had nothing to look back on. So the people out there that I know feel uncomfortable at taking progress photos, this is the reasons why we take progress photos. So always have a think about why there's a reason behind everything that we implement as trainers, and why there's an implementation between these things as well. So make sure you do try and push yourselves and step outside your comfort zones, because the success and the results are worth that little bit of insecurity. So yeah, let's get into some progress photos and let's get into some in-body readings, and I'll give you a detailed explanation of what I look for when I'm tracking things as well. We've done our progress photos, we've done our in-body, which I'm just about to run you through now, and we've done our measurements. We are now able to have a platform to build off, and we're now able to see transformations happen over the next 6 to 10 weeks. So I like being specific and really measurable. So I like doing every 4 to 6 weeks we'll have a check-in like this, other than the check-ins that we'll have on these vlogs. But I'll actually show you guys physical evidence of the changes that will be going on, and this is what I recommend to clients and everything that whoever I train. I make sure that they come and see me 4 to 6 weeks if they're not seeing me face to face every week, but if they're seeing me face to face, then I try and check in as many times as we can and show them the consistency as well. But if you're trying to follow this at home and you don't have the equipment that we have, or that I have the accessibility to, you just have to make sure that whatever you're doing is exactly the same every single time. So if you've got some shitty Kmart scales in your bathroom, if you just weigh yourself on those every single time, it'll become consistent and you can measure off that. The only problem people have is when they measure and they weigh themselves is that they're using different variables every single time. So we use a shitty Kmart scales, and we come into a gym and do something on here, and then the fluctuation is so different because of the two variabilities that we have within the two as well. So whenever you're doing this, just make sure whatever you have at your disposal is good enough. You just have to make sure that those are two things that we have to counter in. So variability and consistency are two things that are the biggest drop-offs that people have challenges with when they do weight loss challenges. Alright, so I'm going to chuck all the information on the screen so you guys can see it instead of me moving my camera down and you just seeing a piece of paper. But when you're reading off an in-body machine, or if you're doing anything else, the biggest thing you can do is understand what you're looking at. So when I'm talking about body fat percentages, it's the skin that comes onto your, obviously, that's over your muscle and fat. When you're talking about fat mass, that is just the adipose tissue that make up your body. When you're talking about fat-free muscle, it is just either bone or muscle. And then when you're talking about total body water, it's just everything else that makes up your body. So the biggest thing that we look at is if that body fat percentage is really, really high. It could be a fluctuation from the TBW to the body fat percentages. So mine at the moment, what I'm weighing in at is 83.4 kilos. I've got a BMI of 27.2. My BMR is 8192, so 8,192 kilojoules. My body fat percentage is 21.0%. My fat mass is 17.5 kilos. My fat-free mass is 65.9, and my TBW is 48.2. Now, the biggest thing that I do with my clients and with myself as well is not get overwhelmed with the amount of information that you have. So sometimes it's very, very good to have so much information, but then it can be a hindrance because you've got so much information you want to change every single thing. So always set things in threes. Okay, the reason being is that we always remember things in threes. Our body or our brain can really only realistically remember 3 things at once. So try not to push your brain and try not to challenge things too much because you've also got body changes and all these things going on as well. So the biggest thing that I want to get down to is because I'm going to Bali, I want my body fat percentage to go down, and I obviously want my fat mass to go down as well. But I want my fat-free mass to try and either stay the same or go up just a little bit because I want to turn that fat into muscle, and obviously I want to turn my body fat percentage to go down because aesthetically you can see a hell of a lot more in photos, and we all want to look good in photos. So I want my body fat percentage by the next check-in to be around about 18%, which is in 4 to 6 weeks time, depending on how busy I am with work. My fat mass I obviously want to go down to 15 kilos, and my fat-free mass, let's see if we can get that to 66 or 67 kilos. So you can see how I've just broken it down into 3 measurable goals, rather than just saying, yeah, I want to look a little bit slimmer, I want to, tone up a little bit, which is the common questions that I get asked all the time. They're great questions, but remember, if we can be specific, it is going to be a hell of a lot better and a hell of a lot easier for you to achieve yours. So yeah, my waist is at 79 centimeters, and my hips are at 87 centimeters. So obviously hips are going to be a little bit bigger than your waist. However, these two statistics become important because if the other readings that I just did don't fluctuate or don't change, you have another form of contact to see if that's changing as well. So again, I measure things in threes. So I do progress photos, I do an in-body reading or just your weight, and then I do measurements as well, because I know and I understand how the body changes in different ways, and not everyone is the same. So sometimes my measurements might go down, sometimes my body fat might go down, or my fat-free mass might go up. So that means my weight might go up in a few kilos and then go down and auto-regulate itself. But I can explain this in the next coming videos and understand what all the numbers mean and all that kind of stuff as well. But what I wanted to do was give you a little bit of an insight of how I set up my own diet and how I set up my own, blueprint for success, because I understand that 10 weeks is a hell of a lot of time, especially how much I'm working as well. So I want to have some physical evidence on this camera saying that we are going to get some amazing results, and I'm going to go look and get in good shape before I go to Bali. So what I'm going to do now is let's transition, and I'm going to show you what supplements I'm going to be on for the next 10 weeks, and I'm also going to show you how many calories I'll be eating and how I got to those calories. Alright, so I'm in a very fortunate position, and I have had some incredible opportunities through social media and stuff like that, and one of those opportunities was becoming an NZ Muscle brand ambassador. So I'm very, very lucky and very, very honoured to be sponsored by those amazing people and that amazing brand. So every month I get a supplement drop or a supplement stack that I get to choose from the NZ Muscle range. If you want any discounts on any of the stuff that I'm showing you right now, all the links will be down in the description, and you can go directly there, and if you use MPT5 you will save 5% 5% off all your orders, no matter what's in the store. But I'm going to show you some stuff that I currently have and what I'm going to use for the next 10 weeks in order to get shredded for Bali. So what I do is I always make sure that I don't overcomplicate things. So there's a lot of different supplements out there that do a hell of a lot of different things, but I'm a very busy person and I don't have time to be taking different things at different times and all this different stuff. So main stuff that I focus on is, again, threes. If you're noticing a trend, that's for a reason. I always keep things in threes and I don't overcomplicate things. Because I'm a very, very simple person. So the first thing that I always focus on is protein. So protein can obviously become or get a lot of your protein sources from food, but being on the go and different things, I always try and supplement my protein intake by protein shakes or putting it in my oats or something like that, or smoothies or anything like that. Even baking becomes prominent with protein powder and stuff like that. And NZ Muscle have such an amazing flavors selection and amazing kind of supplementation range that their protein is just one of the amazing products that they have. So at this point I'm currently using the NZ Muscle chocolate cake, and this is a 5-pounder, and this will last me probably a month and a half, but again, obviously I get topped up every month, so I try and change up the flavors just because I'm a very particular person in terms of what my taste is. So that's protein. I try and have 1 scoop in my oats in the morning, 1 scoop post-workout, and then maybe 1 scoop at night before I go to bed, just to top up those protein stores. And I'll find out and I'll tell you how much protein and how much carbs and how much fat I'm going to have over the next 10 weeks within my calories. So look forward to that. So that is protein. Again, all the links in the description, and if you use that discount code you will get some money off that order. Second, and probably my most used product, is because I always have it intra-workout, but you can really have it any time, is branched chain amino acids. So these are obviously the building blocks of protein synthesis, and this kind of coats your muscles to make sure that they don't damage themselves while you're either cutting or while you're working out. So it's a very, very vital tool. It's not necessary. None of these things are necessary because you can obviously get them from natural sources such as, you know, foods and all these different things. So I'm not telling you to go out there and buy anything. I'm just telling you what I'm on. And again, all the links and stuff will be in the description. Is these summer fruits branched chain amino acids, or BCAAs. This is a 30 serve bottle, and again it lasts me around about a month and a half, because I tend to have a lot within my drinks. So I have probably a scoop in the morning with my breakfast with just some water, then I have a scoop while I'm working out, and then probably a scoop when I'm on the way home. The L-carnitine 2000. Now this is, all this does is use your fat storages as fuel. So it pushes fat into the mitochondria and is being able to use as fuel and energy. Again, this is probably the least necessity out of the two. But again, this is the sour gummy flavor range, or sour gummy flavor, sorry, not the range. But this is probably my favorite. There's pineapple and sour gummy, and I've had both of them. And to be fair, I can't really split them apart, but I just have one or the other every month. And it is just in liquid, but you can, I'm pretty sure, get it in tablet form as well. Don't quote me on that. But again, all the information, all the links will be in the description. But yeah, so that is the supplements that I'll be taking for the next 10 weeks. If I add any more to the supplement stack, I'll of course let you guys know. But now on to some calories. To talk about my calories specifically, and me as an individual, obviously this won't be the same, so I'm not going out there and saying you should copy this method, because please don't. Everyone is different. My calories are sitting around about 2,496. That breaks down into 269 grams of carbs. It's broken down into 213 grams of protein and 68 grams of fat. So that is my macro breakdown, and that is how many calories I'm going to have. And then each week, like I said, you check in every week as long as it's consistent. If I'm not losing weight, I then look at my calories to try and either put myself in more of a deficit, dropping it by 150 there and there, or if I'm losing weight too much, I look up at bumping up them just a little bit, 150 or so on and through there as well. So make sure, if you did want to understand macronutrients and calories, or dieting a little bit more in that caloric method of training, you definitely comment down below, and I will definitely make a video on it. It just makes so much easier if I'm specific about that topic, because then I won't miss things, and then I won't misinform you guys. So definitely comment down below if you want to see that. But yeah, that is my calories, that is the supplements that I'm taking, and that is what I look like in this condition. It is not pretty, but I guarantee you in 10 weeks I will look completely different.
ready? Hey! Let's go! Back! Yo, once again I'm back around, real shit back in style, haters reconcile, I'm so black and proud, first class tickets now, feet all in the aisle, everybody looking down, everybody get red when you drown, huh? Look at me up, I'm putting it down, you picking it up, checking the models, they want us to go to college just so we can be stuck, go to school to make a living, or teach yourself to make a fortune, common sense, welcome to the apocalypse, bitch I'm one of the horsemen. I don't need your endorsement, I don't need reinforcement, giving you your last warning, cause I'm at my prime. Yeah, I'm at my prime. Whoa, have I gone too?
Alright, so I've finished up my night here at Absolute. It is 7:50, you can see that. Still getting used to the focus. There we go, 7:50, finished off the night, and I'm going to go head home. My dinner should be done, but I will put my macros up on here now, so you would have seen what I've had throughout the day. Being a personal trainer, my meal times are sporadic and the amount of food that I'm eating is sporadic, but as long as I hit those macros, I will be happy going into the first 3 or 4 weeks, and as I get a control of the foods that I'm eating and the style of meal times and all that kind of stuff auto-regulates itself, it'll be a lot easier to vlog and it'll be a lot easier to get some stuff under control. But yeah, I'm going to wrap up today. I don't know if I'm going to record the rest of the week. It's Thursday tomorrow and my scheduled posts for YouTube's are Friday because it's my day off. So I make sure I've got everything sorted by Friday, and then I edit all day Friday and then upload Friday night, 7 PM New Zealand Eastern Time, New Zealand Standard Time. So make sure you tune in and make sure you hit that notification bell when you subscribe by hitting the subscribe button down below on this YouTube channel. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you leave a like rating and a comment. But yeah, hope you guys are starting to enjoy these vlogs, and I hope you start enjoying the next 10 weeks as I get prepared for Bali. But of course guys, I'll see you in the next one.
If you're going my way